fermented coleslaw. Please take a moment right now to hit the subscribe button if you like old-timey skills, cooking from scratch, and a handmade home. My name is Jersey. Let's jump right in with both feet. Let's go. This is organic from the farm center. That's why it looks the way it does. We're going to shred 1 cabbage and probably 2 or 3 carrots. And if you watch my other videos, you've heard me talk about this. These have been in here a few months now and they are still good. We're going to shred this whole cabbage. I'm probably going to say 3 carrots. We're going to put it into a bowl. I'm going to pound it down, let it sit 30 minutes. I'm going to add a tablespoon of sea salt. I'm going to sprinkle it on the cabbage, the carrots. I'm going to pound it down with this rolling pin. You can get it from the Dollar Tree. If not, I will leave the link to the Amazon below. You want to pound it. No water is to be added for this ferment. It will make its own juices. I'm going to fast forward while we do the cabbage and the carrots, and then I'll be back to talk to you before we sprinkle the salt. As you can see, that was a lot of work. That's why I don't use a mandolin. That's why I don't like to do it by hand. And besides, I like my coleslaw to be feather thin. You can use chunks if you want, but try to keep it as thin as possible. I'm going to add approximately 1 tablespoon of fine sea salt. Do not use canning salt. Use a tablespoon of sea salt. So you sprinkle it in. This is designated just for food, not even rolling pin. Do not mix these rolling pins with your pastries, with oils and lards and butters. You don't want any type of contaminant or fat. This is for fermenting and fermenting only. About 1 tablespoon is all you need for this whole mixture. The rest of the sea salt. Now this is where it's a good time to get your frustrations out. Seriously, this is a good workout. Don't be afraid about damaging the food or the flavor. This is what you want. You want to start the juices flowing. We will not be adding any liquid to the fermentation. I'm going to do this probably for about 3 to 5 minutes. Cover it with a tea towel and let it set 30 minutes before you put it in the canning jar. And we are back. It's been about 45 minutes. Let's jump right in. I wanted to tell you, when you're pounding this 3 to 5 minutes, all depends how much pressure you put into it, you want it to become opaque. You don't want to see bright white cabbage. This is the way it's going to look. Now, this is what I use when I use sauerkraut. This is what I was talking about in my other videos. I put it in there, no rubber. Put it like that. I do not clip it. I put a tea towel over it to keep the bugs out, and I put it in a huge bowl because this will just keep seeping for a week, maybe even 2, and then you just add more brine. You can put a cabbage leaf. You have to put a weight in here, cabbage leaf with a glass weight or something, and that's what I use. But today, this is a small batch of my fermented coleslaw. It will fit in a half-gallon jar. Now this should be making its own liquid as it goes down. If not, go ahead and beat it a little bit more. You need to have liquid, but it will start fermenting down and breaking down. And I'm just going to fill this UV jar up. I'm going to pound it down as I go, which means I'm going to pack it with that rolling pin. There's nothing more to add to this. We're going to add a glass weight and an airlock. just like we do with all fermenting. I'm going to fill this up, pound it down as I go. So I'm going to add some. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear the water coming out, and that's what you want. This is exactly how I do my sauerkraut. So I'm going to add, pound, and then we will be back. In this jar is 1 large cabbage and 3 carrots. You need to put your glass weight on. I know it's going to overfill because I'm not at my sink. There you go. We did not add any water. I try to get the little food that floats to the top off, but it's nothing major. Put your glass weight on, your silicone lock, your ring, and trust me when I tell you, this is definitely one of those times you will need something underneath. Check out my other videos if you do not have the locks and the glass and all that. It will clarify more. Start checking this in 4 weeks. 3 weeks maybe, all depends how you like it. I let my sauerkraut go, but that's a whole different process. It's not like this. I let that go 5 to 6 weeks, and I always do it during the winter. Start checking this in 2 weeks, smelling it, tasting it, seeing if it's about how you like it. I'll check it in 2 weeks because I don't like it real tart, because I like my coleslaw not like my sauerkraut. Thank you. And that's it. That's how easy this is. This is awesome. Check out the blog. I have a recipe how I make my homemade, my mom used to call it salad dressing. I call it mayo. On the blog, I will give the full recipe how to make coleslaw with homemade salad dressing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing 3 to 4 more fermenting within the next month that you won't want to miss.